How's it going, everybody? Casey here with the Coyote Works channel. Well, I'm heading out on another weekend adventure, and this time I'm going to be meeting up with a group of guys, a few of my friends, a couple of which we haven't gotten together for a long time, and a few of which I think you guys are going to recognize and enjoy seeing. Now, one thing about meeting up with groups of people in the backcountry is you never really know who's going to be there until they're there. So I'm not going to tell you guys who to look forward to meeting until we actually get into camp and see who's there. But one of the guys along is a good friend of mine, Sean Squatch PNW. You can find him on Instagram or on YouTube. I know he's there because he's been corresponding with me since he got into camp. Looking forward to seeing Sean. So I don't really know what this trip is going to bring. It's going to be as much of a surprise for me as it is for you guys. Hopefully, I've got a couple of historic sites out here that I'm hoping we'll get a chance to explore. We might explore them with company, or we might explore them on our own. Definitely going to get to see some neat country. Hope you guys enjoy coming along for the ride, and let's see what adventures lie ahead. The road we're taking in goes right in the middle of this ranch. We're just going through this little ranch yard right now, and a lot of people always find that interesting that we drive right through kind of the center of some ranches out here on these roads. But the reason why is that a lot of these roads were actually made to connect all of these ranches out here, or to connect these ranches to town way back in the day when they were homesteads. As I worked my way back farther and farther from the pavement, the roads got smaller and smaller. The big gravel road turned into a secondary road, which turned into a two-track road. Eventually, I got to an area where the ponderosa pine trees were starting to encroach on the desert. It was here where the location was of the pin that I'd sent out in Gaia GPS for everyone to meet up at. All right, we just rolled into camp, and it looks like there's a good number of rigs, maybe like 5 or 6 rigs here, but I see my friend Ted from Black Pearl Voyager, and he's got a little something I'm going to take a look at. So we're going to walk over to his Jeep first and see what he's got.
How you doing, Casey?
Good
Nice
to see you, Ted. Good to see you.
So now, as you may or may not know, I installed an ARB twin compressor under the hood.
Yeah.
And I've got this other compressor that was given to me, and I thought maybe you could use it.
Oh, very cool. So, you know, I've been using that little Makita compressor in my Jeep.
The one that's run by the 18-volt batteries?
Yeah, but I don't actually have one for my truck. So I might either swap out the Makita, put it in the truck, and put this one in my Jeep. Well, that's perfect. It comes with a little bag.
It is actually in a little bag, yeah. And this is probably used maybe 2 dozen times.
What brand is it?
This is a Bulldog winch brand.
A Bulldog, okay.
Yeah. And I've used this on my JK and the Gladiator. So I thought maybe you could use that.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'll end up probably putting that in my Jeep because I'm pretty sure it's going to do a lot more volume, a lot faster than that little Makita handheld that I've been using.
It's a great pump, it really is. But I need the room back here, and I got an early Christmas present with that twin ARB.
Nice. Yeah, you have everything packed in pretty good back there. Real quick, Ted, tell everyone what's your YouTube channel and your Instagram.
Oh, that would be Black Pearl Voyager.
On YouTube and Instagram?
On YouTube and Instagram, yeah. Yeah, this is the 2020 Jeep Gladiator. I'm sporting a Dayton metal fab rack, specially designed to fit over my soft topper. I've got a Skyridge body armor awning and a Jeep branded FSR M55 Adventure Series 10.
All right, this is little John's Beast right there. The Ram with the diesel Cummins in it, 2500 heavy duty. I think that's actually the truck I would get if I had a truck. And there is occasional Overlander's Chevy Colorado ZR2 with that Alu-Cab canopy camper on it. You guys have seen that before on one of my videos, but pretty cool setup. That is, I'm thinking maybe that's Sean Squatch's tent. Not sure who's staying in there. That looks like it might be Sean's. I don't know whose Jeep that is, but that's pretty sweet with the blacked out headlights. There's Nick's Nobo trailer. and his Chevy Colorado ZR2 that Lolo Overland's been kind of decking out. After saying hi and checking out a few of the rigs, I coerced part of the group into jumping in their rigs and following me out into the desert to see if we could find some historic sites. Going into new territory, we're gonna go find something that I haven't seen before. All right, so I got Charles, ADV with Roscoe in tow, riding shotgun.
Yes.
We're off to find, so there's a mark on the map for a well. So the plan is we just visited around the fire a little bit. Now we're gonna head out and we're gonna check out this well, because I think there could have potentially been a homestead site at it. The thing about this dry desert country like this is usually any place there was a water source, there was gonna be some activity. So either Native American or a homestead or something. You know this, but these guys don't all know that. So
I don't really know it either.
Oh, okay, all right. All right.
Is this on a map that someone can buy now, or is this on an old map that you have?
It's on a super top secret map that only I have access to. So,
okay.
So no one else should really even bother trying to find it.
Don't even look it up.
Yeah, don't even look it up.
We're lost somewhere in Idaho.
Right. Charles, what do you got in mind for dinner tonight?
Well, I got some mushroom soup, a Russian mushroom soup. And for a little appetizer, and then we're going to make shepherd's pie with some elk meat and some homemade cookies. Leah made homemade cookies. I think she made them for you.
Nice. How is she, by the way?
She's happy that you sided with her over the tortillas that have to be heated up. As Casey says, tortillas have to be heated up.
I created an ally for life.
That's right.
All right, we're just taking a quick little walk out here just in case this is the site of an old well. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks familiar. And I found an old well out here somewhere years ago, and I always wanted to get back to it and look around, because where there's a well, there's very likely a homestead site.
So we're gonna go ahead and kind of scram around and see if we can find anything.
That is it, Mike. You are the man.
Interesting.
Isn't it? So right out in the middle of this flat out here is this well, and it's here for a reason. So one thing I've never done is look around it for any other signs there. It's quite possible there could have been a homestead right in here or something.
It's kind of fun to find that old relic of a well, and I always appreciate the adventures with you, Casey, because you never know when you're gonna fly across a field of sagebrush and immediately stop for an adventure.
Tell everyone what your Instagram, YouTube channel is, how they find you.
You can find me again at Sean Squatch PNW, Instagram and YouTube. I've been really slow at the YouTube thing lately. I'm trying to get back into it. Me and Casey talked about that at the Lolo Overland thing, and so there will be a pretty short video, but there will be a video of this entire weekend and introducing all the special guests who are here as well.
Yeah, it's good to be out with you again, man. Good to finally be out. It was good to catch up and do that live video together at Lolo.
That was so much fun.
I'm glad we got out in the field together too. And so
it's been too long.
You guys make sure to check out Sean Squatch PNW. All right, I think we're gonna roll on to the next site.
Yep. We're close to the rig, so see if we can fly across another field unexpectedly.
Right. Oh, that's definitely that's one of the earlier beaver tail pull tops. Yep. Nothing, Nick? All right. All right, you ready to roll out to the next one, huh?
I'm ready. Our next well, another well location?
Yeah. This is kind of, if we had a little more time, I'd be stopping and then running out and looking around the base of it. Because like even a place like that rock out there, that would have been a great place for a cowboy even say to have camped there on whichever side, gave him some shelter from the wind.
So that's where you'd want a metal detector, see if anything fell out of his pocket or a bullet out of his holster or something.
All right, so we're just making a quick stop here. I saw this map marker for a well, and it looks like it's a well that's still in use or has been in use into somewhat modern times, but most of these old wells out here have been in continuous use since they were discovered. There's very few water sources out here, so the ones that there are, they use for a long time. So this one's been retrofitted in modern times. There's a couple of propane tanks there. There probably was a propane generator on the site here at one point. It doesn't look like it's here now, but there's obviously been some improvements made to this over time, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't still a homesteaded well. So we're gonna take a quick little walk around here and see if we find any sign of a homestead site. I don't like that GoPro mount.
That's a good one.
Gotta have a steady hand. All right, so we're gonna make a quick stop here, or maybe not that quick, and check out this old homestead site. And we're just walking around it, and I see right down here we have some barrel bands. I found some pieces of china right over there. We've got a cellar hole here.
There's a lot of work in that rock wall too. Hundreds of hours of man hours.
There's an old stove.
Yep, there's the stove jack even.
Yeah, oh yeah, and the stove jack right next to it. So there definitely was a living structure here.
What a beautiful day it was to go do this. Thanks, Casey.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys could make it. God, it's so beautiful out here, guys. It's hitting that golden hour. So I'm just kind of doing a walk around the kind of broad perimeter, looking mainly for any little can dumps or anything like that that might be out here. All right, check this out, guys. Just saw this glinting in the sun. The base of a, maybe even like the base of a lantern or something. Huh. Yeah, we're way down the hill from where the structure was. So this is the kind of place where I like to look for interesting little relics. So Ted, you picked this up, right?
No, I didn't, but I used my deductive reasoning.
Okay, yeah.
To determine what it was.
These are all really interesting examples of homesteader ingenuity. This is a piece of an old lantern that they repurposed probably some fence wire or some telegraph wire into to, you know, extend the life of it for a while. And then this here has holes poked in it. So I don't know if this was some kind of a makeshift burner plate for the stove, or those holes were poked in it to let light through. And then this piece that Ted found has a piece of metal very crudely cut out, probably with a knife, with these holes poked through it with a nail all around the edge.
I think this is a nail here.
Oh yeah, there's still a little square nail.
It's a square
still
nail.
A little square nail in the corner of it. Yeah. So this would have been a patch for something. But you know, these remote homesteaders out here, they didn't have access to just run to town to get a new thing of something, and they didn't have the money for it either. So you know, you find stuff like this on these sites, just examples of how they just repurposed and MacGyvered and used all kinds of stuff for whatever purpose they needed to. And I always think that's really cool.
Oh, here's a porcelain covered pan.
Oh, look at that. This was their dinner plate.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some old cowboy or some old homesteader back from the late 1800s had probably some biscuits and salt pork on that.
Sounds good.
It's a treasure trove.
All right, we got one more stop.
Is it heading away from camp or toward camp?
Well, I mean,
it doesn't matter, does it?
Ultimately, we're getting closer to camp in the sense that we're knocking one, you know, every spot we knock off the list is one less spot we have to hit between us. Yes, one step closer to camp. Now distance-wise, I can't attest to, but...
When true coyote works fast.
Yeah.
I predict.
We'll get there after dark.
We'll be getting into camp.
Unfortunately, I totally botched the filming of the next stop, so here's a quick little hyperlapse of the location, but suffice it to say it's a pretty cool spot, a couple of wells at it, and some pretty neat old homestead ruins. We're heading back to camp. We're kind of making a beeline for camp, or we think we're making a beeline for camp. Of course, we're on a road that we haven't been on before, but it looks like it'll get us back to camp. And I think what's next on the plate for the evening is going to be some good camp cooking. Charles has got the Russian mushroom soup and also
shepherd's pie made with elk.
Shepherd's pie, and I think Sean Squatch has a chili, I believe. He's got a nice chili that he made. All right, you guys probably can't see anything in typical coyote fashion. We're just rolling back into camp after dark, so I'm just gonna pop up my rooftop tent really quick before I walk over and hang out with everyone over there, so at least that much is done. All right, let's see what you got cooking here, Sean.
All right, I got some house-made 4-meat chili. It's coming up to boil right now. It's got a hamburger, it's got steak, chicken, pork, beans, tomatoes, jalapenos, onions, and about 13, 14 different spices.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So it'll feed everybody here, I think. Especially with Charles over there cooking that shepherd's pie and that Russian mushroom soup.
The Russian mushroom soup he keeps talking about, but I don't know if he's actually going to make it tonight. I think he's working on his shepherd's pie.
Yep. So regardless, there's going to be more than enough food, and if not, I have tomahawk steaks and a couple other things.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks, Sean.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to come up here and get in your space a little bit and see what you got going on there, Charles.
All right, come on in.
So, oh, this is cool. Right inside the four-wheel campers.
Yeah.
This is, what model is this?
This is the Hawk Shell.
The Hawk Shell, all right.
Yeah.
What are you building?
I'm building some shepherd's pie. We got a pound of elk meat, a pound of burger. We're going to put some peas and some corn, top it with some mashed potatoes, put it back on the fire for a little bit, and hopefully it's good.
Excellent.
Hopefully
Excellent.
we're a little rushed, but hopefully it's going to turn out well.
All right, guys, this is super cool. So this is Charles's Russian
mushroom soup.
Russian mushroom soup.
And it's Russian because a Russian lady showed me how to make it.
Okay.
Mushrooms, lots of mushrooms, a little bit of rice, a little bit of potato, salt, pepper, water, and then when you serve it, put a little dollop of sour cream on top.
That was perfect, and it's probably about time for us to check on your shepherd's pie, too.
Let's do that.
Yeah, he might think you want to date him.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I would have just really appreciated it.
I just like to, I'm a giver.
I'm going to use your cup holder, Mike.
I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping Megan's.
All right, Charles, should we check it?
Let's check it. I'll get a spoon. You get it ready. Let's get a scooper.
We need a little whisk or
The hot
something.
spring is right on the river.
Yeah. Plus, I'll be honest, that road, I'm a little bit sketched about doing it in the van, just because of the fact that one-off camber that we were talking about earlier.
Got to kick him out in 5 years, though.
It gets a little rowdy around there sometimes.
Sure. It's crazy.
Yeah. Jason's laughing.
Sure.
You don't buy it at all, do you?
Well, this comes from the guy that, in a group camp, makes sure he's like 1 mile away before
We're like, we really need some help. Like, we just blew the wheel off. I don't know what's broken. She's like, well, my husband's a mechanic. He's out fishing right now. I'll go get him. And it was crazy, man. It was really fun, and I learned a lot from that trip. And I filmed all of it.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, I'm all snugged up in my rooftop tent. Have my little Covea Cupid heater running right here. Just thought I'd say goodnight. I think that's about all for this day's adventure. We had an awesome dinner. It was a great day. Really enjoyed it. I'm just going to chill out, read a little bit, relax until I drift off to sleep. So until tomorrow, guys, have a good night. I'll see you all in the morning for coffee. Oh, good morning, guys. It's a little bit after 6 and just waking up and getting dressed. I don't hear anybody moving around out there yet, but I'm gonna slip out and I'm having my first coffee in a water bottle, and then but I've got a nice jug of cold brew in my cooler down there. So I'm thinking about upgrading my coffee situation for the morning, leveling that up, and then probably before too long, I bet there will be some people moving around over there. So we'll see what the day's got in store for us. God, it's just going to be a beautiful day out here. There's a few clouds in the sky, but it's mostly blue, and I can see the sun coming up behind me. So, all right, Sean Squatch, what do we got for breakfast, man?
We got a scramble for breakfast burritos, tacos, some pepper bacon, fresh habanero hot sauce, and that's really about it. Just green bell peppers, sauteed yellow onion, and just a little season, and plain and simple.
Oh, that's perfect, man. That looks delicious.
Oh, Charles. Oh, video on video. Oh, we're going to break the universe. But look at this. Charles filming the alley cat back there. We got layers of video going. So we tried to sear a steak on it and get that Nitto logo in there. Didn't work. We tried to get it on a tortilla. Didn't work. But yeah, that's the Nitto Ridge Grappler right there. on the bottom of that cast iron pan. Exclusive. Saying it from my Nitto Carhartt. You know, I mean, I don't know. I guess I like Nitto tires.
All right, so hanging out with my new friend Phil.
What's up, everyone?
Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, down to mob, down #2 MOB Overland on YouTube, Instagram, and yeah, we're stoked to have met you, man. It's been really fun to hear how you ended up in this overland kind of lifestyle. Or
one of the things that I've always appreciated about your channel is all the content you do on all the different like rig builds and campers and stuff like that. So it's like, it's a great place for me to see all kinds of different options. And you go to like all those events, like is it the King of the Hammers event?
Yep, the big Burning Man of off-road. Love that. And it's so, we were talking about how it's so much different from the overland events and meetups and campouts like this, and I just love it all.
Yeah.
And I love showing different campers and different products, but really it's all about community getting together and how we can use them to do what we want to do.
I'm really excited. I want to get a chance to do a little walk around on your rig, so
of course
let's check it out, man.
Of course. So it's a Jeep Gladiator 2020. Everyone notices the big tires right away, so it's 40-inch Nitto trail grapplers on 17-inch trail ready bead locks.
And next to you, if Nitto was looking for a really cool channel to sponsor,
I mean, I think the #1 I might recommend would be Coyote Works. Actually, that's you.
It's weird because I have Nitto tires too.
We were just talking how much you love the trail grapplers.
Right.
All right. Well, Ian,
all right, man.
Ian, let's get them in. No.
I digress.
We've had some unexpected mishaps with the Jeep. Beginning of the year, I hit a big boulder and snapped the front axle in half. And I've got videos about all that on the channel, so I won't go into details too much. But we've rebuilt it with Dana Ultimate 60s. Yeah, it's got 538 gears, so it actually gets about 15, 16 miles to the gallon, which has blown my mind. You know, it's just all about getting out and going where you want, and I don't think about where I go with this thing at all. I just go.
So give you guys a quick little look at the outside of the Primal Outdoors van. So he's been working on this basically, I think, for a couple of years, but he's really kind of got it tuned up for his sort of lifestyle and everything, and it is a beast.
So 94 40 350, converted originally by AJ's, updated by Dirt Road Garage a little bit, stock 5.8 liter motor. Everything inside the van I did, all the wiring, all the woodworking.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you lived out of it for like a year, moving stuff around to know exactly what you want.
Right. It was like super rough. I changed it all the time until I kind of came up with something I really liked.
Yeah, and that's way cool. I think that's the best thing you can do.
Nick, what are you camping in?
Forest River, no boundaries, 10.5.
But this is probably going to be one of your last trips in that, because what do you got coming?
I've got an Overkill SO 510 coming.
Okay, and then you were going to give this to me after that, right?
Yeah, I was going to mail it.
Okay,
you just have to pay
perfect.
shipping.
Okay. But the coolest thing about Nick's setup is that Colorado, which Lolo Overland's worked over. It's got a swing out spare tire carrier and fuel carrier on the bumper, so he can carry a couple extra Rotopax cans. He's got the lift kit in it. He's got this thing decked out, the fender flares. I love that front bumper there. That's so neat and clean. Light bar up there, looks like he's got a decent amount of off-road light, so I just think it's cool. Everybody's got a little bit different setup, and so Nick's rocking the truck and trailer setup. Sean Squatch P&W rocking the REI ground tent.
Yeah. And usually, I'm in more of the, the backpacking tents, and this weekend we went the bigger one. Got the cot, got a little extra, space in there for I can actually stand up, which is really nice.
Yeah, walk in there if you don't mind.
I got like a couple totes in there. I'm the bushcrafter of the group, so I tend to actually go a little bit more minimal, and it's usually a tent setup.
Yeah, I love it. Tent setup actually to me is one of the most comfortable, because look, he can stand completely up in there to change clothes. It's got plenty of room. You got privacy all around you. All right, so we're gonna go over and check out Julie's camp. So this is Julie with
My YouTube channel is The Overlander Next Door. However, a lot of people will know me as Love for FJ. That is gonna change though. It will be just The Overlander Next Door.
And what are you camping in, Julie?
I'm camping in my 2012 Toyota FJ Cruiser, which I've had for quite a while, and most of the stuff that you see on it I've done myself. So like the sliders I painted myself, the bumper I painted myself, the snorkel I installed myself, even the roof rack, which was really difficult to get the roof rack on myself, but not the tent. That would have been crazy. That's a Kmart bumper. So they just started coming back into America. They're located out of Boise. So I love that. It makes it so much easier now to have my water. Metaltech sliders. I've got an Alocab 270 awning paired with the Alocab rooftop tent. Amazon snorkel. So I have 2 batteries in the front. I actually have a 3rd battery in the rear for my power. And then rigid lights, living full-time in it, and
all right, well, that's awesome, Julie. Well, thanks for doing a quick walk around with us, and make sure you guys go check out her Instagram and YouTube channel. One more time, where should they go to find you?
The Overlander Next Door, or formerly known as Love for FJ.
Awesome, thanks, Julie.
Thank you, Casey.
All right, so Nick and Sean and I jetted out at camp. I'm gonna have to work my way back home, but they're gonna do some more exploring today. But I thought I would show you guys something kind of interesting here. We are right here by a pretty cool cave. Well, maybe it's not gonna be that cool. Unless you want to crawl. Cave closed year round. Well, look at that. But one thing that's kind of interesting is if you stand right here, feel the cold air coming up out of there.
Yeah, you can feel it like really well, like right here.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Kind of an interesting little stop, huh?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's shut down. I mean,
I know the camera's not going to do it justice, but that is just incredible. All right, so we decided to mob up here to the top of this hill, and what we're hoping is just going to be an epic view up here. And I don't know if you guys can see this out my passenger side window, but we're way up here. We're heading up to the top of this mountain called Pine Mountain, which is out here in the middle of the desert country. So it's kind of cool because you get up high on this mountain and your views all around are just crazy. All right, check out this view, guys. And then look, I don't know if you can see, but there's a whole bunch of mule deer down there on that ridge. All right, guys, well, this is a pretty epic spot for us to end the trip. We're snugged in behind this radar tower here, so we're out of the wind a little bit. But Sean, Nick, great trip, you guys, man. This has just been an awesome, good time. And
great weekend.
We'll have to do this again when we have a little bit more time to explore, but epic trip.
Absolutely.
Definitely ready to do it again.
Good to see you guys over on the dry side again, and we'll see you guys all on the next adventure. Make sure to hit Sean Squatch PNW up on Instagram and YouTube. And man, as always, I appreciate your support. Look forward to your comments, your questions, and more than anything, look forward to seeing you on the next adventure. Until then, Coyote Works out.
There we go.
So you think, Nick, it's all the way back down to you think it's all the way back down to that little road that we had another mile or two to convoy together as we headed down off the top of the mountain. And then I headed for home, and Nick and Sean headed back to camp to meet up with the rest of the crew. It was a great trip. I always enjoy seeing my old friends and meeting some new ones. There's no time together like the time around the campfire. I hope y'all enjoyed joining me for this adventure. I know I sure enjoyed having y'all along. Until the next one, Coyote Works out.